You feel like you broke her trust?
No.
Okay. Why?
It was nothing that was done intentionally. It was nothing that was done where I gossip about her situation. It was me really respecting her situation and saying, hey, I don't want to take light of something.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black But 91. We're talking to you guys about Shakyra and the Khadian situation. I'm gonna be honest with you, I need Shakyra to stop being a victim. Because this whole situation, let me be very frank and very real. Look, of course, Khadian didn't actually say what the actual thing is, but she alluded to the fact that there's something that has happened to Shakyra in front of her. I don't think it was enough for Shakyra to make herself a victim in a situation for asking an apology. I think what Shakyra should have done was, listen, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. That you alluding to it was making me feel a bit uncomfortable because I thought you were gonna talk about it, but you know what? You didn't talk about it, so I appreciate that, and leave it at that. Instead, you're making it a big issue. She actually didn't say anything, and that's the biggest issue. She only said that Shakyra's been through something similar, and that's it. And that was to just make it so like, hey, look, as a warning sign before you say something, it could trigger somebody. That was all it is. And I said I left it open when I did my video review of the Khadian situation. If there is more that comes out that she actually said it, then she shouldn't have said it. But if she hasn't, my friend, we can't be holding people accountable for this. What is there to hold the person accountable for? The person hasn't said anything. And this is where Shakyra puts herself into victim mode. Don't get it twisted. Of course, the way that Khadian says certain things and the way that Khadian doesn't care and the way that Khadian has a nonchalant energy attitude is going to be frustrating. Of course it will. And it will rub up anybody up the wrong way. So I totally understand where Shakyra is coming from. But the reality is she didn't say anything about your situation. The video clip was played again. Nothing she said was about your situation. Therefore, you have no leg to stand on. Right? You can be annoyed by the way that somebody says something. You can be annoyed about the way they approach something. You can be annoyed about the way they actually even talk about an issue, right? About the tone they take. But what you're not going to do is make yourself a victim by saying, you know, you did something wrong when you know that she didn't do anything wrong. And the only thing, like, you know, she alluded to it. That was all. And so all you need to do, Shakyra, at that point was say, hey, do you know what? I made a mistake. I also made a mistake. You know what? I know you didn't say anything after reviewing it, after taking some time away. I know you didn't actually say the actual issue. I think my main concern was the fact that it was being alluded to, and I didn't want it to be alluded to at all because I shared it in confidence. And you know what I mean? That's all. That's all that needed to be said. That was all. Okay? Listen, let's be very, very real. Someone else probably leaked it to the boys anyway. Okay? And the boys found out about this because I think Mike mentioned something about this as well, the Shakyra situation, that he knew something, but it's because someone leaked information. Look, of course, the women's lounge, it shouldn't have, whoever leaked it shouldn't have leaked it. Let's be real. That's another thing as well. Whoever leaked it shouldn't have leaked it. And I do get where Shakyra's come from in the sense of, don't even mention it at all because you know what? But reality was they were about to talk about a subject that potentially could have come in alignment with what she had been through and she could have been triggered. And that was why she did it. So when you got up to leave, remember you got up to leave, she was like, no, look, Khadian was like, no, look, do you know what? She's been through some stuff, like, let her go kind of thing. So there was a reason for why Khadian did it, and I'm not mad at her for taking that stance. I said I already held that position. If she said something more and talked about the situation, then she betrayed the trust. Without that, she didn't. She was just trying to do the best that she could in that scenario to make sure that you didn't feel like you were being alienated or you were being triggered. And I think that screams, as much as I don't like the way that Khadian goes about certain things and the way she speaks about certain things, hey, I'm not always her biggest fan. But I have to be objective and real. You can't rail on somebody for actually trying to help you. So no, there was no breaking of trust for me.
We're having a conversation. When I sit down, I say, hey, I don't want to talk about this stuff, especially given the circumstances that Shakyra, she would be a better person to talk about this situation, being, you know, what she's went through. I never discussed the whole.
No, Shakyra, she never discussed the whole issue. But I do also see her point of view, which is saying, you know, alludes to the fact that, hey, well, the fact that you mentioned that she could be the best person to talk to is an allusion to what has been told to her. But she didn't say anything, right? She didn't say anything about the situation. So, yes, I can see where you're coming from, Shakyra, in some aspects. But, sis, I can't let you be a victim in this situation. I need you to just be like, hey, do you know what? I didn't like the allusion. I think we both got our wires crossed. I saw you in a particular way because I thought you said something. You know what? I also know I jumped the gun a little bit. Just take accountability, you know what I mean? That's all it is. Trying to make Khadian a baddie in this position, it's not it. It's not, because again, it wasn't mentioned. So let me know your thoughts down below, guys. What do you guys think? Do you feel like, you know, Khadian did wrong? Do you feel like Shakyra was in the right. Let us know down below in the comment section as well. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded.